Hey everybody, my name is Malik Foster Travels and I'm joined by Star Girl here. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell everybody what your name is and where you're from?
Yeah, I'm blessed, popularly known as Star Girl. I'm from Ghana. Right now, I'm in Ghana, Accra, to be precise.
Okay, thanks, Bless. Thank you for telling us your name and where you're from. So let's get into it. I'm doing this interview with you because, Ghana is a popular destination for Americans, Black Americans especially. They recently granted citizenship to over 500 Americans through ancestry and other means. So that's something that happened. I think they're calling it not the year of return, but it's something else. Do you know what they call it, Bliss?
Yeah, the year of retained is when those who went for slavery, our great grandfathers and mothers that went into slavery, their children that got lost. For instance, like some of them, we believe some of the Black Americans, a lot of them are coming from Ghana, let's say Africa. So we
Mm,
do a home of return for those who think they are coming from Ghana to just come back home and have fun with their family. Sometimes they relocate to their background, they go to their villages, they look for their family, and to make them feel at home.
right. Okay. Yeah, because I do remember they were promoting the year of return here back in 2019. I think it got delayed. So because due to COVID, so then 2021. And now it's like I guess another cycle of year of return they're really promoting. I see a lot of celebrities going out
Mhm,
there. I see a lot of people investing in building and
mhm.
they and I definitely, from my own personal experience, I'm seeing the cost of living go up and stuff like that. There are many changes, but we're going to get into some of those things during this interview. So let's get started. One of the most important things a lot of guys want to know is dating, right? So I want
Mm.
to ask you, how is dating in your country? Are people open to dating foreigners? Let's say Americans, for example.
Yeah, yes. Dating is just a normal thing in Ghana. It's not like the Arab countries. Let's say it's difficult to mingle with someone on the street or something. It's very open, extremely open. You can get anyone, anywhere you want. Funeral grounds, parties, clubs, on the street, churches, schools, anywhere you want to get your partner. It's open, very open in Ghana here.
So where would you say is the place where people can meet women? Like where's the most common place, especially for a foreigner or a tourist to meet women to potentially date and get into a relationship with?
It depends on the person, where you are coming to, what you are coming to do. If you are coming for a church program, definitely that means when you go to churches, you meet ladies. When you are
Let's use
coming
the
here for
prize
school,
example because that's
okay,
a
so we have a lot of ladies at pubs because you have thousands of ladies or women on the streets of Ghana, and you can get them anywhere you feel like getting them, especially pubs.
so you're saying like bars and clubs and stuff like that.
Yeah, bar, clubs, pubs.
Okay. So that's good. Let's talk about a little bit of the daily life, right? And your local perspective there. So what is the typical day like? Someone like you living there, like what's your typical day like, if you don't mind sharing with us?
Hmm. Okay, so let's say Ghana is expensive. Not extremely expensive, but Ghana is very expensive. Let's say inflation in Ghana is very high, depending on your pocket. So let's say on a normal day, you can just go out to your work, come back home. You already know Ghana is a very peaceful country, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ghana is very peaceful. So you can just do your routine, do your errand, and just come back home. And it's cool like that. It's just cool, depending on you.
Okay.
Ghana is a
So
country you do what you want. Don't just go above the law.
yeah, yeah, that's true. It's very peaceful in my experience. It's very peaceful there. It's not really any issues as far as, moving about, getting things done day to day. So I wanted to ask you next, how do people usually spend their weekends or on their free time? Or you can just use yourself as an example, or your friends and family.
Okay, so for me, my weekends, sometimes some weekends I sleep in my room. Some weekends I travel out of Accra. And some weekends too, yeah, I'm in the club. So, like I said, lifestyles in Ghana, or if you want to live a life in Ghana, everything depends on you, how you want it, how
Mhm.
you want your life. Nobody is coming to you to be on your nerves. Do this, don't do this, go here, don't go here. It's free for you to live your life, whatever you want to do, use it for. And it's cool for me because I'm used to.
Okay, okay. So let me ask you, what are some of the best things to do outside of Accra? Because you mentioned that you like travel outside of Accra and stuff like
Okay,
that.
so I'm coming from the Volta region.
Hmm.
Okay, so the Volta region, mostly we have places you can visit like the Adome Bridge. I mostly travel to see family, but we have places on the road like Safari. You can visit those places. We have the Monkey Forest. We do visit there. So mostly sometimes when I'm traveling to my hometown, like Volta region, when I'm going to that side, I sometimes stop because I drive. So I stop and I just go by to the monkeys, play with them, go to the Adome Bridge, go to the view bridge hotel and something, then you view the whole some part of Volta region, and it's nice. It's
Hmm.
nice. So I just do those things on my way going, or sometimes on my way coming, or sometimes even I light on the Adome Bridge to feel the vibration. The bridge normally shakes. It's not stable. It
Oh,
shakes
gotcha.
when it's there. The winds blew. You realize when you are on it, the bridge is shaking, but it will not do
Mm.
anything. It's also part of it. So those experiences are there if you want to feel it. Sometimes that's the route to my village. So I normally take advantage of it.
So outside of Accra, let's say, where are some other places people could go to have fun, to hang out? Like I know personally, like you go to Cape Coast.
The
Um,
central region.
maybe you could also go to Kumasi as well. But outside of that's basically what I would recommend to people as American tourists. But you as a local there, you would probably be able to provide some more insight for us.
Okay. So we have Force. We have water forces in Ghana. Like we have the force, we have Buti force, we have Accra force, we have, and these things are not in the central region. They are not close to Cape Coast. Cape Coast is a place like you going there to learn about the history, like the
Yeah, it's
slavery.
very historical there. Yep, they have the
Yeah,
slave castle out
that
there
is,
and everything.
yes,
Mhm.
yes. Then they have the Kakum Park. You can just go there, have fun,
Yeah,
use
I've been
the
there. It's really fun.
yeah, yeah. So that is what we have in the central region. Aside that, maybe you want to go to their deep rural areas or deprived areas to have a taste of their food, like local food, like the yam, the brodie, ampesi, and those kind of things, or the kondomire. If you want to have a taste of those local foods, then you can go there, deep villages, to prepare it for you. We have
Hmm.
places there too like that. So these forces are also in Eastern region and Volta region.
Okay.
We have the forces at Eastern region and Volta region. So Buti Force, Accra Force is inside Eastern region. The capital is Koforidia. Okay, so when you come to Blue Water Force, is located in the Volta region, somewhere close to Hokwe.
Mm.
Okay, so you can visit those places too. Trust me when I said it's fun. It's really fun to be at those places. And we have the Umbrella Rock.
Okay.
We have the Umbrella Rock. It's also at Eastern region. We have the three-headed palm tree. One palm tree, but it have three branches, but one root.
Mm,
Yeah,
gotcha.
we have it there, and we have some stones over there. We believe if you sit on it, you give birth to twins and those kind of things. We have
Oh,
them over there.
the
Yeah,
twin stones.
the
Oh,
twin
that's funny.
stone. Yeah, and when it comes to the Umbrella Rock, I'll send you a picture of it. I don't know if I still have it or not. I'll send a picture of it. You can check it online or something, the Umbrella Rock. It's fun. So you can go to the boutique first and have should I say exercise? You can walk from the boutique first to the Umbrella Rock, but trust me, it's more than the gym.
Mm.
Your heart will be in your mouth. You can,
Even
yeah,
when I
it's
went to
like you
kick
are
some
going
carts, we
through.
were walking
It's
hard.
like you are going through the a deep forest. It's a very nice feeling, Ross. Trust me, it's a very nice feeling. You have to go through the forest before you get to the Umbrella Rock. And when you get there, there are people there who tell you the history of the rock and those things. And from there to the three-headed palm tree, it's also not far. It's just the nearby village. Just go there. So these things are in the eastern region.
Oh,
And
okay.
from there to the Accra Falls is also not far. Boutique Falls and Accra Falls is just like 10-20 minutes drive. They are all on the
So,
same road.
so what you're saying is like if you're a nature lover or you love nature, there's plenty of things nature-wise to do. Because I do like nature and stuff like that myself. So if a person loves nature, it's like a lot for them to do, plus history as well.
You
So
come to Eastern region and Volta region, you get a lot of them. And so you get the nature, then you have fun as well.
okay. So I want to ask you before I move on to some of the money stuff we were talking about earlier. What's one thing you love about living in Ghana
The
or
most
loving
important one is my freedom.
your freedom? That's the top one, your freedom.
Yes,
Right.
freedom. Freedom is everything, Rose. Freedom is
That's
everything.
true. That's true. It is
Freedom
everything.
is everything. And in my country, I love the fact that we have freedom of speech, freedom of everything, like freedom.
Okay. Yeah. I agree. It's very free out in Ghana. It's very easy
Mm-hmm.
going. It doesn't seem too strict. It's just I think it's well managed when it comes to, how things are set up in that way. Because some countries can be a lot more strict and you don't feel as free. So I agree with that. So
Yeah.
so next I want to ask you a little bit about the money and budget stuff. So what is the local currency called there? And do you know some of the places people can exchange money? Just real quick.
Yeah. The what we use in Ghana here is called Ghana cedis. Okay, so the Ghana cedis, we have it from 1 peso to 200 cedis notes. Okay, so our currency, if you convert Ghana cedis to dollar now, I think it's 14 cedis, some pesos, less than 15 cedis.
Yeah, yeah, it's like one
$1 is
city
less than
to
15 cedis now.
14 and a half. Let's just say 14 to 14 and a half.
But last 2-3 months, it was 17.
Yeah, it depends. Like, yeah, it depends on the market. When I was looking myself, I've seen like 15, it's been 15 to 16. Like, it's been going between 13 to 16, between that range in the past like 6 months. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah.
it's been
So
like that.
it's
Yeah.
better now. So it's $1 to, let's say, 14 cities, 18 pesos.
But I would say if you're traveling to Ghana, you can definitely use your card as American. You can
You
use
can,
your
if you
card
want to, you ask
as
a
well.
question where you want to change. You can
Hmm.
you can change at the airport. For example, when you enter into the town, there is the moment you ask, Ghanaians, we are free, we are lovely. We are kind, of
Yeah,
course.
that's true.
Yeah, so you ask anybody, they'll direct you. Oh, you can do it here. We have the black market at Tudu. You can go there. You can see me. I'll change it for you. Why not?
Yeah, yeah. She'll change. She'll
Yeah.
give you a good rate, you know.
Yeah, you can see
Yeah,
me. I'll do that
yeah,
for you.
I find for me best is just to probably exchange a little bit at the airport and use your card mostly because your card's mainly accepted most places. So
All
I
cards are acceptable in Ghana, especially
yeah,
Visa cards.
yeah. If you have a Visa, you're good. Like Stargo was saying, with Visa, you're good. Just exchange some money, and probably with the Ubers, you want to pay cash, you know, because people usually prefer cash. So you do that.
You can do in-card payments in
Yeah,
Ghana with
you
Uber.
can, but I haven't even tried it. I just go and give them cash most of the time. I haven't tried it in Ghana.
You
Actually,
can
no, I
try the
did try it
in-card.
once. It worked. It worked. You can try it, but you know, people might not pick you up. If they really want the cash, they might not.
Yeah,
They
they
might
have their
cancel.
own reasons.
Yeah, they might cancel. So it's just better to just deal with cash, especially if you don't want to, you know,
Mm.
cycle through different transport drivers and stuff. So,
Mm.
do you know what the average is in terms of daily costs for any accommodations, foods, activities, stuff like that?
Yeah, when it comes to rental of cars, depending on the number of days, maximum if you have 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 and above, you can get a good car to rent, like a good car to
Mm.
rent for a day or two or a week. You can get any car you want. We do car rentals in Ghana a lot. I have friends who even do that. And in terms of food, in Ghana, like I said, if you like local foods, we have people, because we are lovely, you can give money to friends. You can meet people and make friends with them. When you give them money, cook for me, they will cook for you. If you want to eat in the restaurants, you go to the any restaurant, you just go to walk into every restaurant you want to eat. You can eat. We have a lot of restaurants in Ghana.
Yeah, I would say like with the food pricing, I find I guess if I'm converting it, it's like $5 to $7 for a meal. Like if you want a meal that's like maybe like at a high end place or something. Not like street food
Middle
or anything
class.
like that, but like, you know, at a restaurant, like near maybe the airport or something, the mall. I think $5 to $7 is like what's gonna be the cost of that.
Okay, so when it comes to cities too, you can get a food of 100 cities, 80 cities, 70 cities at airports,
Yeah,
and
so
it's good.
that would be equivalent to like what 70 CDs. So kind of like what I was saying, like $5 to $7. Probably, you know, take care of that. If you're trying to go to like one of the higher restaurants, I guess you could say. It's not like it's the best restaurant, but like it's probably where like most locals aren't eating day to day. If you're trying to eat out, is what I'm saying. And for accommodations, what would you say like the pricing is for that, like for a month? Because I was talking to somebody, they were telling me, yeah, you can get stuff for $300 a month if you're trying to do a little short, like if you're trying to negotiate. You know, if you're trying to do hotels, obviously that's going to be more expensive. And honestly, in my experience with Africa, like the hotels are comparable, what the pricing is comparable to even in Western countries, especially if they're Western based hotels like Marriott or Hilton and stuff like that. So what would you say is the average price for accommodations if somebody's trying to stay like a month, like 30 days, something like that, or more?
Okay, we have B&B. We have class of B&B. And when it
Mm-hmm.
comes to hotels, we have class of hotels here. We have standard of apartments. We have places that you can book online, and I might say it's a little bit expensive. But when you get into the country and you want a place and we get you a place or you get a place, sometimes it's a little bit cheaper than you booking them online. We have good hotels that you can get to the country and get, and they are not online.
Mm-hmm.
We have, yeah, I'll not mention any hotel's name because they didn't pay me for adverts. But when you come to Ghana, we have hotels that they can give you 156 or $157 for 3 days. And
Okay.
it's a studio.
Oh, okay. So like maybe $50 per day is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
let's say $50 a day. So we have a place like that. And we have a place to take you the same amount of money.
And how many
Um,
stars would that hotel be, if you don't mind saying?
how many what?
Like how many like what would be the rating of that hotel?
It's a 5-star hotel,
Oh,
very close
okay.
to the airport.
5 star. Okay. So yeah. All right.
Yeah. And we have another 5-star hotel. It's apartments actually. And that one is also taking the same $157, but for a day, a night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So it all depends on you where you want to sleep or you want to live. But we have our hotels are moderate. They are normal. We have the expensive one and the moderate one. The onlines are very expensive, and you can get in, you get a cheaper hotel to sleep. And the accommodation is very, very, very cool. Some of the hotels here, to my personal experience, some of the hotels in Ghana have nice rooms, good accommodation for you, but than some of the B&B you get online.
Right. Because I was gonna say probably the best option if you're not staying too long is probably Airbnb. Because I find like you said, if you're searching online, which most American tourists would be doing, unless they have like developed and cultivated relationships over there, is gonna be a little pricey with the hotels and stuff like that. So I suggest get an Airbnb and do it like that. I think that's a cheaper route than hotels in Ghana. That's what I would say. Yeah, we were talking about transportation a little bit about the Ubers and stuff like that. So what is some of the best ways to get around in your country? Like Uber, or is there different apps for people to use?
Okay, I would say we have Uber in Ghana. We have an app called Bolt. We have Bolt in Ghana, and we have Yango in Ghana. These are the three
I didn't
transport
know you
that
had
we
Yahoo.
have. Okay, so aside normal taxi. Okay, so these apps, depending on the time you want to pick it, some are expensive, some are not expensive. Uber, it's a little bit, I'll give it 5-star. Then the boats, I'll give it 4-star. Then the Yango, I'll give it 3-star. This is how it works.
Ah, gotcha. Yeah, because I think I've only used Yango like one time, and it was like, like it's a lot of canceling. It's not as consistent. I would say Uber is probably the most consistent, and you usually can pay with your card, but it's usually always more expensive than a Bolt, right? So that's why Bolt
Sometimes
I go to.
it's not consistent.
But sometimes, Uber can be just as
Sometimes
consistent as
because
Bolt.
sometimes you can be going out and you realize it's better to pick both Uber than both.
Yeah,
When charging you 30 something cedis, Uber can be charging you 20 something cedis at the same time.
yeah,
Uh,
true, true. Definitely. I wanted to ask you about renting a car out there because, some people might want to drive and stuff like that, or
we have it, of
what
course.
have you. So, do you know if a person needs an international driver's license or not to rent a car out there? I know some countries require it. Some countries will let you, use your American driver's license. For example, when I went to Costa Rica, they allowed me to use my American driver's license when I rented a car out there. I never rented a car out in Ghana, so I don't know because I don't feel like it's necessary. We're just gonna stay in Accra. I don't think it's necessary, but somebody might want to drive. So do you know if you need it or not? An international driver's license?
Okay, yeah. If somebody wants to have a long-time stay in Ghana and need a driving license, the person should see me. I can get it within a week for the person. Okay, two, if you want to rent house, if you want to rent cars, sometimes they can give you and you want to ride. Like I said, that is a free country unless you are supposed to have a license to drive. if you don't have a license, you're not supposed to drive in. That is the law. But because that kind of freedom is there, you can still drive without a license. Only if you did not run up to a police or they need to check you or something, you are good to go.
Mm-hmm.
You are
Yeah.
good to go. So if you have an international driving license, you are good to go. You can use it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, you can use your foreign driving license. You can use the international one. You are good to go when it comes to driving and rentals. And you can rent and you can get a driver and they will still drive you around out of Accra, in Accra, around anyway, anyhow you want it.
Okay. Well, let's talk about safety. I wanted to know, is it safe? Is Ghana safe? It's known to be safe, but let's ask a person who's living there, is it safe?
Okay. Ghana is the most safest country in the world to me. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Ghana
I,
is the most peaceful country in the world. Ross, I'm telling you the gospel facts. I've been traveling, so I know what I'm saying.
yeah, I would say it's definitely safe. Is it the safest? It definitely has an argument, but it's definitely safe. I would say, it's I would say it's safer than the United States. I'll put it like that.
It's
So
safer than the
so
whole world. Ghana is the most safest and the most
that's
peaceful
ridiculous.
country. You sleep, if you are sleeping, you are sleeping.
But
Nobody's coming
yeah,
to knock at your door for a war, for anything.
but yeah,
No
it's
fight,
it's, it's
nothing,
definitely
no
very
robbery.
safe. I wanted to also ask you, since we're on the safety topic, what should a person do in case of emergency? Should you call the police, medical? Like, what should you do in case an emergency happens? Should you just call the police department or what?
Yes, you call the police department or you run. If there is an emergency, we have the police line you can call. I don't have it off head right now to give it to you. But when you come to the country, definitely when you ask, you get it. And you get that code, you can call the police or you can let someone call the police for you. The
Oh, okay.
hotel you are living, wherever you are living, you can always let them call the police for you. We have police stations at most corners. You can always get to police. Police is all over the country. They are not harmful, very
Okay. Yeah,
peaceful.
that's
So you
true.
can
That's
get police everywhere.
well, I kind of got ahead of myself. So basically what you were saying before is the country is so safe that someone could wear jewelry and be without any problem. Because I know some countries you can't do that without a problem. But I know personally in Ghana, I'm
Jewelry?
able to wear jewelry. No, a tourist, not you, but a tourist. Because some tourists, American men and women, they're gonna want to wear jewelry and stuff like that. And I think Ghana is safe for that. You can wear your jewelry out there.
We don't even care about your jewelry.
Yeah, exactly. I'm saying you can wear your gold, your diamonds, whatever you have out there, in my experience. So I'll just move on to ask you the other thing I wanted to ask you about safety. Do you know of any required vaccinations for Ghana? I know of one, but I don't think there's anything besides that one.
The yellow fever.
You have to have a yellow fever card. But do you know of any other vaccinations or recommendations that people may want to get? Because I would just
COVID.
recommend. Go ahead, COVID.
COVID.
I don't think it's required anymore, is it? It's still required. I don't
In
know.
Ghana, yes.
Oh, okay. I don't think when I went, did they ask me? No, I don't. No, they didn't ask me. Personally, they didn't ask me, but it's always good to have it. I know a lot of countries have been lowering that requirement with the COVID vaccination, but definitely they're gonna ask to see your yellow card. And also, I would say probably pick up some malaria pills, especially if it's your first time going and you're not used to it. Pick up some malaria pills.
And vitamins.
Yeah, that too, so you don't get sick because,
Yeah.
you know. Oh, okay. So let's go into some of the food, right? What are some must try local dishes in Ghana?
Okay. My favorites. Okay. Banku. So we have fufu with light soup, fufu with palm nut soup, fufu with nut soup. We have fufu with numerous soup, green. And you can eat banku with okra soup, okra stew, pepper. We have banku with stew itself. So this answer, so you can eat the banku with the palm soup, okra soup, yeah, granite soup as well.
Mm.
So we have, yes, we have this. Then we have the yam, we have kokonte, we have akpele, we
I
have a
tried
talk.
the Ghanaian pancakes. That was pretty good when I had
Yeah,
that.
we have kenke.
Mm. Okay.
Mhm. So
Um,
you can eat dokno with pepper, dokno with soup. You can take dokno with stew,
okay, good, good.
with
So
fried fish.
fried fish. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, fish.
Mm.
Yeah, that's really good. I was gonna say, okay, if you're at a restaurant, is it common for people to tip there? Because I know America, we have like a tipping culture. Do you guys tip out there?
Yes, but it's not compulsory.
Oh, okay. So it's not like a big tipping culture like in the United States. Like people, it's like kind of, you're supposed to tip when you're eating at a restaurant, sit down restaurant.
You have to tip them physically.
Like you pay your bill, like in the United States, like we would pay our bill and then give them like a tip, like let's say like about 15% or more of
No,
the bill.
no.
Okay.
We now have some restaurants in Ghana here, which I wouldn't mention names to. And when they give you the receipts of what you bought from them, the food, your receipt is like you have those who served you, you are paying them indirectly.
Mm, okay.
Yeah, it's like this is serving or something, tips or something. It comes with the bills.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, but you tipping someone, it's a choice.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Um,
Yeah.
so I wanted to ask you about, let's go into some of the more culture stuff. Let's talk about languages. Is English widely understood? Because I know it's important for American tourists to be able to communicate with other people over there. So is English widely understood?
We are speaking English right now. I'm a Ghanaian.
I know, but some countries, okay, let me give you an example. Some countries, like let's say Tanzania, right? I've been to, they will say, English is the official language, but a lot of people don't understand English. It's not widely understood. Like they'll say hi and then, English very little. They speak Swahili mainly. Even though English is an official business language there, they mainly speak Swahili. So in Ghana, I know English is the official language, but does everybody
But
like
when
going to different
you speak,
regions?
they
Let's
still
say I
do.
went outside of Accra, would they understand English?
Yes, a poor and illiterate person on the streets can even understand English to speak it in Ghana.
Oh,
Anytime, but a friend told me Ghanaians said they are English speaking. It's an English speaking country, but when anytime you say something, they say ah.
hmm.
Okay, so Ghana is an English speaking country. That's you are good to go. If you understand English, you can enter everywhere in Ghana.
Okay. So what
Even
is
in the villages, they understand English.
okay? So outside of English, what's the primary local language that's spoken?
It's an Akan language. It's called Chi.
Hmm.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we speak Chi mostly in Ghana. Aside the Chi, then English. These are the two running languages in Ghana.
So pretty much, if you just speak English, you'll be fine in Ghana, is what you're saying, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So let me ask you another thing about some of the culture stuff. What are some of the cultural customs and practices that an American tourist or a tourist in general should be aware of?
the question again.
What are some of the customs and cultural practices that somebody should be aware of that about Ghana that's different from,
Oh,
let's say, United States?
oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we have each and every culture in Ghana. has their own way of dance, songs, and everything here. So when it comes to the Akan, they have this Adowa.
Mhm.
Is that not what you mean?
Yeah, like different cultural practices.
So we have Adowa. They have the Adowa, the Ewes, my people, they have the Bobobo, they have the Agbaja. So we have different tribes. It
And
comes
could
with
you
the tribe.
translate that to English, please, for English speakers?
I don't know how to say Agbaja or Bobobo or
Oh,
Adowa.
like you don't have to say it, like just describe it in English. If like
Okay, so no, that is the name of the dance.
oh, so it's a different like your cultural dances. Okay, okay. Yeah,
That is
that's
a
what I'm
cultural
saying.
dance. That's
Yeah,
they are
okay.
names of the cultural dance. So
Oh,
there's a
okay.
cultural dance in Ghana called Bobobo,
Mm-hmm.
and there's another cultural dance called Adowa. We have a way of dancing it. Then we call it Adowa.
So
Then we have the
how does those
Agbaja.
dances go? You know how to do those dances?
Then we have the Agbaja.
Mhm.
So the tribe that is coming to welcome you, the tribe that you want, they are the one coming to play for you, and they play what they know from their tribe. Like for me, for instance, I'll play you the Agbaja, then
Okay.
I'll play you the Bobobo. But we have people from that council give you those Adowa and stuff. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
Yeah,
Um,
interesting. We have nice dances and not nice ones. Nice
okay.
culture dance.
Okay, maybe I can ask you this. Like, what is like the dress code? Like, how do people dress? Like, especially the ladies, is it like more conservative or is more liberal or how's the dressing?
Okay.
I find it
Uh,
more conservative. I don't think they dress too liberal out there for the most part. Like, it's not too conservative, but it's not like liberal like other places.
is this for the dance you are asking, or you are
No,
just
I'm talking
asking
about
for
the
a general?
dressing, like mainly like how the ladies dress, because guys everywhere dress like just I
We
don't
dress like the
know.
Westerns. We
Yeah,
dress
that's what I
like
was
you
gonna say.
guys.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
dress like you guys.
But
We've
I feel
thrown our culture away.
like would you say like I would say like especially Ghanaian women, they dress like more conservative. Like they'll have like maybe they'll wear something nice, but only when it's like they going out. Like it's not like every day they wearing something unless they like, doing some other kind of working activities. They might be dressing a little free and liberal, but outside of those situations, I feel like it's more moderate to conservative type of dressing. What would you say about that?
Yeah, exactly. We dress according to where we are, what we are doing, and where we are going.
Yeah, but like day to day, I would say is moderate to conservative dressing.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
yes, yes,
Yeah, other
yes,
countries is not,
100%.
not necessarily like that. Some countries is like a little bit more free with that. I was gonna ask you, what are some of the important local traditions or holidays that maybe a tourist should want to go to see in Ghana?
I think I already told you about those places
Like I'm
that
talking about
I know.
festivals. I'm talking about festivals. Like, do you have any festivals or events that,
Festivals.
yeah.
Yes, we have a lot. Each and every tribe has their festivals.
Oh, nice.
And we have a lot of tribes in Ghana that some I don't even know of.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a
Okay,
lot.
so I'll talk about those I know. The Gans, we have the Gans in Ghana. They are the regionals for Accra. They are the
Mhm.
origin for Accra. So they have this Homo festival.
Mhm.
Okay, so we have the my people, my village, we have the Bean Festival.
Yeah.
They have the Ojura Festival. We have Homo. Okay, I think I already talked about the Gans celebrate the Homo Festival. My people celebrate the Bean Festival. Then when you go to the Keta, they celebrate the forgotten is it Ojura Festival. So we have different types of festivals depending on the tribes. A lot of festivals. And each
Yep, I believe we might have lost her.
My people celebrate their festival in December.
Hmm.
So it happens at Peki, and some of them also happen at Hohwe in the Volta region. And we have another side of the Volta region too. And I know some people also celebrate DS in
Yep. Link her network again.
October. If they celebrate, so depending on the festival you want to come to
All right, you're
or you
back.
want to come for,
Hmm.
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You're back. You're back. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, so depending on the festival you want to come for in the season they are celebrating it.
So what would you say is the best time to come, like in terms of the weather? Because I know that's a big thing since you mentioned, the time to come for the festivals. Like I don't know. When I last went, it was kind of cool. Like in August when I went, it was kind of cool.
All the festivals are cool. So depending if you want to come, like I said, if you want to come to Bean Festival, meaning you have to be in Ghana in December, first week in December. If you want to
Yeah,
go,
yeah, that's the time to go over there is December. But those tickets and everything is just so high in December. It's like everything's
so this is a free advice. You buy
banked
ticket
up.
3-4 months before December if you really want to travel.
Probably 5 6 months really, if you can for December period. Geez, because it's gonna be a lot. Or maybe you could try to get, if you can, maybe buy in November and try to stay as long as you can in December. That might be another thing you can do, because they really increased the price over there with that. But I was asking you about like the weather, sorry girl, like
The weather
I
is
know y'all
good.
have two seasons, rainy and dry, right?
Yeah, we have raining and dry, so we call it raining and Hamatan.
Okay. And
Yeah,
I
so
like from my experience when I went in August, it was pretty cool. It wasn't hot at all. And then when I went the other time in March/April, it was really hot. Like it was like over 100 degrees or whatever. Like, ugh.
we don't have 100 degrees in Ghana. It's
Yeah,
45.
but August it was cool. It was cool. Like it was almost too cold to even go for a swim. Like I couldn't even really go into a pool. It was so cool. I was like, okay. This is not cool weather. It wasn't really hot. It wasn't cold, but it was like, yeah, you're not gonna go swim today type of weather.
But
Uh,
when you come to Ghana around November, December, January, sorry,
Yeah.
we have a very good weather that for foreigners, not for us. That is a dry season, and we call it Hamatan.
Oh,
And at
okay.
this season, everything is dry, but the weather is very dry, but with dust. But we have this kind of normal weather, cold weather. The weather
Okay.
is cold. Yeah, the weather is cold. That is when your skin becomes so dried and everything. It's a dry season, very dry. That is the Hamatan for us. So aside that, when you come to Ghana in April, that is when Jupiter is working under the sun. They are repairing the sun in Ghana. The
Yeah.
weather
So,
is very hot, but not hot as the Arab countries. Trust
hmm
me.
so,
That
so
hotness, the hotness is different. There's two different
yeah, yeah,
hotness.
the desert heat and the tropical heat are two different things. Yeah, for sure. I was gonna ask you, how do you feel about the development of your country? Do you feel like, you know, how's the infrastructure? What would you say is like if you gave it on a scale of five being the best, one being the worst, how do you feel like Ghana's infrastructure is?
I'll give them 80 over 100 because they
So
are
like maybe a
trying.
4 out of 5, you would say?
It's 4 out of 5.
Like five being the best infrastructure, one being the worst, like between there, like 1 to 5. Because let me give you my grade. I would say Ghana's infrastructure, I would give it like maybe a 3 to 4. Like, well, mainly Accra, right? Accra, like the big city, let's judge it off of Accra. I would give it about a 3 to 4. It's really
Exactly.
developing. The roads are pretty decent. The traffic is pretty bad though sometimes.
Yeah, my government is trying.
But I would say it's about a 3 and a half to 4. I would give with infrastructure. Obviously, they could use a little bit more development with some of the buildings, maybe faster Wi-Fi a little bit in terms of that. But I think, they're constantly building the country up. So next thing I know, it's going to be like a 4, 4.5 in my eyes very soon. That's what I'm thinking. But right now, I'll give it like 3.5, 4 out of 5 in terms of infrastructure.
When it comes to the five or let's say 10 years ago and today, I'll give my people five. I'll give my people 4 out of 5.
Yeah, in terms of improvement, yeah, it's really improved a lot. I would agree with you on that, like since I last been
Yeah.
there. So I
Mhm.
definitely agree. Another question I want to ask is about back to the women again. Do you find the demeanor of Ghanaian women to be submissive, or are they more independent and want to do their own thing? What would you say about that?
We are very Ghanaians. When it comes to the women, they are very submissive. And two, we like being independent. Aside that, we are both at the same time. I don't understand how.
Both at the same time. Yeah,
We want to have partners and we want to be on our own, as not on, let me not say on our own. We want to be with men, we want to be submissive, and aside that too, we want to do our own stuff, like we want to work on our own. We don't want to depend on our husbands or boyfriends.
yeah, right, right.
I'm
I
talking about the majority.
mm-hmm.
Mhm. You don't like depending on people, but yet we still want to be with people. Like we want to be with the men. And we want everything. We want it all.
Right. I
Mm.
I would definitely say it's definitely situational. Like if the situation is right, I think they'll be submissive. But if it's not right, they'll be more on the independent side of things. I think that's where I would say to the fellows and people watching, I would say that.
Raz, Ghanaian, if you meet a Ghanaian lady and she's not working and she's dating you, probably she's dating you for you to get her a work.
Yeah, yeah. I
The truth. Even though she's coming to, if you meet her, she's not working, it's a situation for her that she's not working. So to her, she wants to get someone who can get her a job or who can set up something for her to be doing.
right. That's
So
really
we
big.
are both.
That's really big over there. Like, the ladies are definitely gonna want you to set them up with something if you can. That's important because, a lot of people don't want to be idle, especially if they're a good, decent lady. So I understand. Yeah. So yes, Bless, I would say thank you for your time. Let's conclude this interview. Thank you for answering all those questions. We appreciate your valuable time and your valuable information you gave us today. Do you have any other closing remarks? And do you want to give people where can they find you at all? Do you want to give that out? If not, it's fine.
I can definitely not give my number out. I'm not
Okay,
really
number.
a
Yeah, social
social
media.
media person, but
Okay.
if somebody wants to get in touch with me, the person can get in touch with me on TikTok. That is Star Macarius.
Okay.
Mm. So or Facebook, Star Macarius. So
Okay.
if the person get in touch with me on Facebook or TikTok, the person will get me. Aside that, I don't have any social media handle that I'm active on. Some of them I sign them up. They are just hanging up there. I don't check it.
Okay.
So
Okay. Thank you, Star Girl. If anybody wants to reach her, you can find her at Star Macarios on Facebook and or TikTok, whichever you want to do, or you can follow her on both. Give her a shout out, show her some love, and thank you, Stargo, once again. And this concludes the interview. Thank you. I'm out of here.
all right, thank you. Bye.